Welcome to the Special Education Inner Circle podcast. I'm your host, Catherine Witcher, and today we're going to talk about another hot topic that's happening right now in the middle of our virus crisis. So many schools are still out and have no intention of going back this school year or have no idea what they're going to do for the next month when they're out of school before they go back to school for the last 4 weeks of school. And when it comes to IEPs, that leaves us with the question of what should we be working on? Because IEPs can be complicated. In fact, they can be overcomplicated. IEPs can be really stressful on a good day. And here we are thrown into the middle of this, trying to figure out what to do for our children and our students who have IEPs. So here's what's happening right now. As I'm working inside of the Special Education Inner Circle and the Master IEP Coach Mentorship, which is at masteriepcoach.com, I'm asking the parents, the teachers, the admins, the therapists, what's happening with IEP goals. Now, I've talked a lot over the last few days of what's appropriate now and going forward with this new normal that we're getting into. But I'm really asking for some concrete answers of what are the specific goals that are happening? And today inside of the Inner Circle, I kind of saw what is happening all summed up. And this is where a parent took a picture of the worksheet that was sent home, and she posted it up inside of our Inner Circle and said, the teacher sent home these worksheets and it has nothing to do with my child's goals because I cannot work on my child's IEP goals at home because they don't make sense or they're too hard to work on. This is a problem that goes beyond this current crisis. If IEP goals are not able to be generalized into the home, then they are not appropriate IEP goals. I'm going to say that again. If IEP goals cannot be generalized into the home, then they are not appropriate IEP goals. I'm not saying that a parent has to teach just like a teacher, but a parent needs to understand what's happening in that IEP goal, because the entire purpose of an IEP, and let's go back to that foundation like we always do, it is to give a child a free and appropriate public education. It's to meet their unique needs. It's also to make sure that they are prepared for further education, employment, independent living. Nowhere in that purpose and findings of IDEA law does it say that a child needs to keep up with everyone else or work on exactly the same curriculum or meet the standards in the same way as a child who doesn't have an IEP. That is not what an IEP is for. An IEP is to make sure that a child is prepared for their future. So if you can't take the skill that's written for the classroom and generalize it into your home, it is not a good skill to prepare for the future. Now, there's always going to be exceptions. Like I said, I don't need the parent to be able to teach like the teacher. However, if you're working on sight words one way in the classroom, a teacher should be able to modify the delivery of that for how to work on sight words at home. When we're talking about math skills and money skills, the way that you do it in the classroom is probably actually less functional than what a parent could be doing at home, but it's up to the team to help direct that and make sure that what the parent is working on when it comes to money skills at home, like greater than, less than, like, no, mom doesn't have the money to buy that right now. Greater than, less than can be worked on in the classroom, and then there should be functional ideas on how to generalize that into the home. When it comes to using technology, absolutely. In our situation right now, we see that technology that's being taught at school needs to be generalized into the home. So think about your child or your student's IEP goals and what's in there right now that doesn't make sense. And you know what? Just because you made the IEP goal 6 months ago, 9 months ago, a year ago, some of you guys have IEP goals that have been in the IEP for years and years and years, and it's time to let go of those too. And by let go, before you get mad at me for saying that, I don't mean don't learn the skill. I mean, let go as in stop trying to do the same thing over and over and over, and it's not working. So we need to find a new way to learn that skill, assuming that it is a critical skill to ensure that the child's going to be prepared for further education, employment, and independent living. So you need to go back through those IEP goals and go ahead and decide, you know what? This is not a good IEP goal. I thought that it was. We all make mistakes, and there's no way that we would have known that we'd be looking at IEP goals under this microscope that we have right now of what should a child be working on, since there's no school in session, but we still need to provide some type of education and support for the family and for the child. So again, it's time for us to go through those IEP goals and really think about, does this work outside of the classroom? Because if it is a goal that only works inside of the classroom, it's time to rethink that goal. I'd love to help you go through that process and help not only your own family or your own students, but for you to become a master IEP coach and learn how to do this for your community. We're going to need master IEP coaches at a whole new level with the current crisis that's happening, because the ripple effects of this are going to go on for a very long time. So come on over and join me at masteriepcoach.com. I'll see you there.